info. How you doing? How are you doing? We're live on the show. Got some recycling to the side. I am going to make breakfast right now. We're almost at 5,800 videos. I don't know how close we are. I would say 25 or 30 away from 5,800. So that's something. That's something to talk about. Let's get them talking. We're talking about. So we've got our we got our oven preheating. We'll grab our parchment from up here, and the next thing we're gonna do is grab our vegan sausage rounds. Those are in the basement. Give me half a second to grab those. Alright, next up, sausage patties, oven's on. You're just gonna they're all stuck together, you gotta get them apart. Hold your parchment paper. Decide if there's hash browns, if you're having, has your wife been good? Does your wife deserve hash browns? If you said maybe, you gotta get a new wife. A happy husband always has a good wife. Remember that, gentlemen. Women, if you want a happy husband, make sure you are a happy wife. Or you won't get fresh moose head dough pizza, the greatest pizza in the world. Better be being good wives out there. I'm watching you, wives. Don't worry, guys. I'm watching your wives for you. I'm actually not kidding, by the way, bud. I laugh because it's hilarious. You gotta say I'm funny. I'm so funny. How's everyone doing today? We're just lit. Yo, Louis Basil, Joshi, video of that is, huh? How are you doing, my friend Joshi? Where are you from, Louis? Louis. Oh, baby. We gotta go. Yeah. Louis. Oh, baby. We gotta go. Yeah. Come as you are, as I want you to be, as a friend, as I want you to be. Take my hand, carry on. Choice is yours, don't believe. Pretty good, eh? My memory somewhat came back to me. That's all I know. That's the only thing that really came back. But of all the songs I've ever sang, that's one. Damn, I did this wrong. We gotta get the sheet pen underneath this parchment. I now loaded it so heavy. Paper will be hard. I have to slide it under. Like a mouse. That's what we just did, baby. That's what we just did, baby. We got our French fries, our sausage rounds. You know, Donald Trump and these corporations and the banks feuding with Donald has really made me think a lot about the future. I hope they're not like just starting with Donald Trump and then gonna do everybody, you know? The power the banks have because somebody says something in social media. This is a bully system, you know, like just think if it was you, right? Like, I'm not saying, look, the guy screwed up. But we gotta figure out how we can unscrew this up. You know what I mean? Like the world needs us, smart, young, thoughtful, caring people more than ever now. I just hope there's time for us to fix the mistakes of others, you know, before it gets to this tipping point where it's so, you know, out of reach of us, you know? Anger is a crazy thing, and if anybody is, you know, if you know anyone who gets angry, think of how you can't calm them down or you know, like get them to stop being so angry, right? Like it's very hard. So it takes time. One thing I noticed is if you let things be, you know, like before we decide about a war, we should take like a year or two to think about it, you know? Now, if they're not able to stop the human atrocities that are ongoing, then we don't go in and, you know, invade the whole country. We just specifically target, like they did for Donald Trump. Like, so this is what I mean. If the banks and the evil corporations are so quick to go after Trump, why don't they go after all the evil dictators around the world? You know, you just went after the most powerful president, powerful prime minister, powerful prince in the world. Why don't they go after the other people that are so vindictive and evil around the world, right? So Western society, we've now turned to like, here are Westerners, here are Middle East people, and here are Russia, China. Like you have your 4 kind of areas, and of course there's Africa in there too. But I don't hear a lot about Africa in the news regarding, you know, let me get to why I didn't mention Africa. So first, you have the Westerners. So Westerners, we hear a lot about Trump in the media, right? In Russia, you hear a lot about Putin in the media. But when you go to China, you don't hear anything about Chinese, you know, president there. We definitely don't hear a lot about the Chinese president here in North America. So it's interesting how our lips, how everything we do is under a microscope in North America. But in China, it's all very hush-hush. In the Middle East, in India, it's all very hush-hush. What the princes and the presidents and the prime ministers do, all very hush-hush. We don't know nothing bad they've ever done. All we know is all the bad stuff Trump has done. Now, are you telling me that you don't think these old men in power, all in these dictatorship countries all over the world, aren't just as evil as Trump? It's because they're all on the same side. Trump isn't in their organization, their cabal. These are the facts. Again, never liked Trump. I've never liked Donald Trump. Not as a, one thing Donald Trump said, and I don't like him anymore because he lied about he changed his view on Canada. But, there was an old segment on late night TV and he talks about Canada. I can't remember what he said, but I watched it last year and I was like, oh shit, Trump's not that bad. And then Trump screwed us over in the last year and a half, 2 years. Trump has been screwing over Canada, enslaving us, taking away, he says like a piece of wood, that everyone needs to build a house. He somehow managed to sell wood cheaper than we've sold wood in the last 20 years. You know how everything gradually gets more expensive? Trump was able to whittle down the price of our lumber, our steel, our farm, any agricultural cost. Trump was able to get it for less. So he brought down the hard work of Canadians worldwide. Trump made it, and our government in Canada did nothing to help or prevent that. We should have made our prices should have skyrocketed for anything anyone else wanted to buy any other country. We should have made our products 10 times more valuable. We are a slave country here in Canada. In North America, we are like the little sister to America, and we are enslaved here. When we want to get packages from USA, we have to pay duty import fees. There is no such thing as free trade in North America. NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement, failed me, failed all my family, failed all my friends, and failed everyone in Canada. So it's time for us to realize and recognize that the politicians in power aren't here to help us improve our livelihoods. They're here to discredit us when we say something that outs them for being the evil that they are. It's very important that all of you understand that you're just as evil as the evil corporation that enslaves your entire legacy of family. Your entire bloodline has been enslaved by corporations. Period. And it's up to you to stand up and say, I'm not doing business with these corporations, these corporations anymore. I'm not going to drive my very gas guzzling truck all over the state anymore. I'm going to get a little smart car, and I'm going to become energy efficient. The lack of people caring about their wasted money, and you're wasting money, right? And I'll say waste because this is what you're doing. You're empowering the most evil dictator in the world, corporations. Every time you do business on a large scale for something you don't really need. And you got to think about what you buy. Is it useful? Is it something that's actually, I'm able to make a difference if I utilize this tool, this electronic, this device, this new bucket? And I'm very disappointed in a lot of people around the world that chose to, you buy into the stock markets, like, now I don't just mean like, let's say you have an ability to invest with the company you work for, go for it. I'm talking about people will take their hard-earned money at the end of the week or at the end of the year that they've been saving for 20 years, and they will invest it in stocks just to have the stocks crumble and your money halved. Plus you got to pay taxes. So when you take it out and stuff. So you guys all are fools, whoever is in the stock business. You're a white collar crime criminal. Not white collar crime. You're a white collar criminal. You wear a suit and tie and you steal from people. The only way you make money is if somehow you're high enough up that you get insider trading advice and you sell off before the stock crumples. Period. And it happens everywhere. Look at that old man in America, Buffett. He sold off everything. So did Bezos. Sold off everything before the stocks went down. How would they know days before the stocks drop? I'll tell you how. They run this planet. Wake up. Most of you not happy with. You want me to be happy with you? Start super chatting me and stop doing business with Amazon.